All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Tuesday, February 10th. We've got a light card, but not short of excitement here in the action for Tuesday in the NBA and college basketball. We'll also talk a little Olympics while we're here. I want to talk about the Olympics anyway, and hopefully you'll indulge me as I talk about the best events for Tuesday coming up here in just a short while here. That's the great thing about these Olympics. Yeah, some great action on these primetime shows, but if you're up early like me, you get to watch a lot of these events live, and a lot of them are coming up here in the next several hours. Some tennis action in the middle of the night here as well. There's also one of the tours that stopped in Houston this week for a little action on American soil as well. So you got a pretty good card of basketball here, and it was an exciting night of basketball on Monday night, certainly with the big game here from Monday, man. What a night with the Kansas Jayhawks upending the Arizona Wildcats, handing the Wildcats their first loss of the season. The top-ranked Wildcats lose at Allen Fieldhouse, 82-78. The Wildcats lost an 11-point lead on the road. Kansas won without star Peterson. Again, what's this guy's deal? Couldn't play again, came out with the flu, but it wasn't enough. Kansas had the win there behind. Mel Council, 10 of 11. Free throws down the stretch was clutch. Also, Badunga, 23 points and 10 rebounds as Arizona did enter the day as the number one team in the country with a 23-0 record. When the poll came out today, Michigan number 2, Houston 3, Duke 4, Iowa State 5. But we'll see what the shakeup's like this week after Arizona loses their first game. Council was just 6 of 25 from the floor for 23 points. He had 6 assists, but Darren Peterson, that's 11 games now that he's missed. I said it last night, right? Once you're injury prone, you're always injury prone. They did say he had the flu last night, and so did another Kansas player. So you're going to have to believe him here and don't believe the rumor mill that said that he had stormed out basically of Coach Self when he said he wasn't able to play. But there's probably more to it with Peterson here, but a good win. That leaves Miami of Ohio as the last undefeated team in the country, by the way. And also last night, St. John's over Xavier, 87-82 in overtime. The Red Storm went to the foul line 41 times in the game. Xavier just 17. Ejiofor, 25 points, 5 assists. Xavier led the game by 5 with 8 minutes left, but St. John's came roaring back and then eventually passed them. Xavier got the money in the game, but St. John's gets the win, Big East win in overtime. And I think that was pretty much it for some of the featured games there yesterday. We did bring a few home on night moves last night, including the over with NC State and Louisville. Louisville had 118 points in the game, actually. They've got an great offense, man. They beat them 118-77 in that game. 118 points in 80 possessions. NC State, that was a bad performance as we had the over in that one. Louisville made 18 of 30 from three-point range. And I don't know how this happens, but only 2 players scored in double figures for Louisville, but that's because Mikael Brown had 45 points and Conwell had 31 points for the Bill. Bracketology totally has these guys seated too low, I think. Number 6 in the last update I think I saw, but come on, they're going to be higher than that. Louisville's been on a pretty good run here of late. Also, here yesterday, we had the winner with Jackson State and Pine Bluff. Game 2 go under as pick here on Night Moves last night. Also, how about we take a look what happened there late in the NBA, with the Lakers there last night. How about the game between the Lakers and Oklahoma City? Man, the Lakers got passed up there as the Thunder outscored the Lakers 20-10 down the stretch. The Thunder without SGA put 7 players in double figures and hit 14 3-pointers. LeBron 22 points, no Luka. The Lakers fall to 32-20 as the Thunder gets the win and the cover on the road yesterday. We were on the Lakers there, but a little bit of El Foldo there for the Lake Show last night. The Thunder get a much needed win to build their confidence a little bit there. Lakers will play the Spurs tonight. We'll preview that one. Also, Clippers in Houston tonight. Clippers have won 19-25. See if they can keep it going. And Kawhi came out there and said he was hurt and disappointed with all the trades the team made there, the deadline last week. But Lakers made their moves. They had to try to get a little bit younger there. So had some winners on night moves yesterday here with the Pistons and the Hornets game to go under there yesterday. Winner here on night moves. Still have plenty of winners here actually on the show. We had Milwaukee and Orlando game to go under. We had the Pelicans laying it there last night against the Sacramento Kings. Laid those points at home, and they were able to get the win and the cover there. Also, a winner on night moves with the Cavaliers and the Nuggets. What a thriller that was. Cavs got the win down the stretch. Nuggets led. Cavs passed them up. Got the win. We had the over here, 119 to 117 there last night. I think that one actually went, it might have been an under there actually. That one went up so high. You know, when we were on the show last night, we did go, I did end up short, but look at that game, man. That thing went off at 244. When we were on the show last night, we were talking the move, remember, from 235 up to 237.5. So I guess we did get the L actually, but that game moved all the way to 243 by game time. So make sure you're joining me here on Night Moves. I'm sorry we didn't have the winner there, but we are going to get you out in front of a lot of these moves, these overnight moves anyway. So, all right, I'm going to be going through the NBA cards. It's a 4-game NBA card, and I've got 5 games to look at in college basketball. So we'll say hello to the folks here. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Everyone rolling into the chat. Nice to see everyone in there tonight, including Cal Dog here. And let's see who else. Jimmy Two Shoes, ready to go. Richie Rich here joining us from Montreal tonight. And Jim Pick Trav, ready to go. Oh, man, that was a great game tonight. I'm not going to fault Arizona. I mean, obviously a tough place to win. Hey, my bad. I didn't have the stat on Kansas in Monday night games. Bill Self, what is he, 31-0, and Kansas has won 63, 64 in a row on Monday nights? Is that for real? Come on. Remember they used to have Big Monday, and they'd play the Big East, the Big 10, Big 12 there. And Mr. Wesker's talking about Dre there. How about Fight Night in the NBA last night? I guess we're kind of burying the lead a little bit there. Also, how about the big fight between Charlotte and Detroit? Man, 4 ejections there. The Hornets coach got ejected late. There were some tempers flaring there between the Pistons and the Hornets there last night. Like I said, we did have the winner here on that game with the under, but we didn't have the over on the fights last night. It was Fight Night in the NBA. There was also another fight in the Hawks and the Timberwolves game. So we need a break. We need a break in the NBA. Calm down a little bit here with the break ahead here this week for the All-Star week. Tempers were flaring last night. Let's see here. Plant-based. Always great to have plant-based here joining us. And who else is in there? I think we got everyone in. Oh, hey, there's Stacks in the chat. Great to see Justin in here. You know what? Let's do a solid. I think I got to go to the handicapper leaderboards if Justin's in here right now. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com here real quick. Take a look at those handicapper leaderboards. mostly because I think I'm on the handicapper leaderboard, but I'm pretty sure we had um, Justin on the board as well. Let's take a look at the handicapper leaderboards over at Tony'sPicks.com. Here we go. And there it is. I'm on top of the handicapper leaderboards here for once. That's the way it should be over at Tony'sPicks.com. Okay. Uh, Rolling some winners here over yesterday in tennis. So let's go to those leaderboards and see who else is up there. There's Brian Bittler, 3-0. Got Ron Crawford here, 4-1, doubles 3-1 there yesterday. Also, Rod Zawacki 2-1. Mills won his only play. Joey Tron up there 2-1. I apologize to Justin. I thought I saw him up there yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Maybe it was from the bowl there. Also, Joey Tron 2-1, Tony T 2-1, Nick Lagarettos 3-2, David Racy 4-3, and Bo Dunn and the green again here with us for the last 7 days. We can take a look at that one with Justin and I. There we are together. Nick Lagarettos coming in 20-6 over the last 7 days. Steve Duncan still continuing to roll up 13 units over the last week. Double Shooty, 18-10 over the last 7 days. I'm up there, up 4 3/4 units over the last 7 days. There's Justin up there, up almost 3.5 units there with a 9-5 record over the last 7 days. David Racy up there as well. Solo and Al Ninos last 30 days. Stephen Duncan still crushing these hockey props. 30 units to the good. Nick Lagarettos up there, 9.5 units. Scott Double Shooty up 17 units. There's Stacks up 11 units over the last 30 days over at Tony'sPicks.com. Joey Tron up 10 units. I'm sneaking up there as well over the last 30 days. Bo Dunn's been solid since joining the site and the VIP account up there as well. Make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here. On Tuesday, I'll be firing here overnight, getting my hockey card together. My tennis card together as I get on with the show. Some of the matches begin here and are just about 90 minutes, but my matches are going to be a little bit later than that here this morning. And remember, my tennis plays, we only give you the closest matchups here. You're not going to get any $2 favorites with me. I pick only the tightest matchups for my premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. So check us out over at Tony's Picks. Hey, click on the premium picks tab, and that's where you'll see all the packages from all the cappers that are already up there, and the guys are ready to roll here for a Tuesday. And see who's up there. We got Kevin's Tuesday Secret Sauce play up there right now from the crew. Also, Chris Adkins has one in the SEC. David Racy's got his college basketball layup here. Shane Mickles got a 3-pack of college games here for Tuesday night. You see all the packages there. There's Vegas Al as well. Tony T's got his college basketball best bet, and Bo Dunn's got a 3-pack in college basketball. So get on over to Tony'sPicks.com, use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. Okay, and we're going to get to the previews here in just a moment. Let me acknowledge, see if anyone else has rolled into the chat here right now. You guys are having a great conversation about the action there last night with Belmont. Oh, man, you know what? Hey, we didn't touch on the big Belmont and Bradley game there last night. But, yeah, Belmont finally goes down there to Bradley in a good one, no doubt about it. Belmont loses by 9 in overtime. They kind of blew the lead there, I think, late. And Bradley ends up getting the win at home. So pretty good job there last night. Give Bradley a lot of credit there in that one. So, all right. And no way, Timmy, we're still going here with college basketball. We don't take a day off here on night moves. You don't worry about that. And let's see here. I'm going to talk real quick about some of the Olympics action, too. We'll be covering Olympics, and especially with the men's hockey tournament set to begin here in just a couple of days. But this week, it's right now the women. In fact, overnight here tonight, one of the big featured matchups in the Olympics tonight will be preliminary round action in ice hockey. Still here, we got 4 games tonight, including at uh, 2:10 Pacific, 2:10 Eastern, 2:10 p.m. Eastern time, basically tomorrow, about 14 hours from now. But the featured game certainly United States and Canada, Marie-Philippe Poulin, and Canada taking on the U.S. U.S. actually favored in this game, of course, $1.55 right now. A game in hand, USA currently they're 3-0, Canada 2-0. So big one in Group A, top 2 teams in Group A squaring off tomorrow. Also, other matchups include Sweden and Japan, Germany and Italy, Switzerland and Finland there tomorrow. Sweden in first place in Group B at 3-0. Italy's 2-1 right now in second place. Germany's in third. So excitement in women's hockey, including U.S. and Canada. Doesn't matter which gender. It's still going to be a big game when U.S. takes on Canada tomorrow in the hockey feature for sure. Other events coming up shortly, just about to begin here in the next hour or two. We do have some other events already underway, including alpine skiing women's combined, Johnson and Schifrin. Everyone's going to want to see those ladies in action, Breezy Johnson and Schifrin in action in the women's team combined. Short track skiing I'm watching here right now with, Canada's pretty strong there. Also, cross country skiing going on here. Norway, you got Norwegians here. The women's sprint, also with Joan Su. In fact, I got some picks here actually, but I think these events are just getting underway. So watch for Finland, Norway and Finland in cross country skiing right now in the events today. That's for sure. But freestyle skiing today with the men's free ski slope style with Mac Forehand of the U.S. going to be a strong consideration here for a gold medal today. Also biathlon, men's 20-kilometer individual, Norway's Botten has to be the pick there. Women's singles luge going to conclude, and Talbots of Germany really got that engineering of that luge going there, and Talbot's probably got to be the favorite. Mixed doubles curling gold medal match. Sweden, I'm thinking Sweden here today, so we'll see. But I'm going to take Sweden and ski jumping mixed team in that one. Norway looks like the pick for me there in ski jumping today. Also, some other events as well. I get the bronze medal match in mixed doubles in there with Great Britain, probably going to beat Italy. Some of the action today at the Olympics. It's a massive day there for sure, with 9 gold medals to be awarded. All right, appreciate that. And let's see who else is liking some of the action today at the Olympic Games. All right, and Sonny Schlattfeld is here. He was a little bit down on the Wildcats blowing that game yesterday. Like I said, it's tough to go in Allen Fieldhouse for sure. And but what is the deal with Peterson? I mean, does anybody really want to take a chance on this guy with their NBA first round draft choice? It does seem there's got to be something to his situation here a little bit. There's Timmy Chushu talking about the game there tomorrow as well. The total's 5.5 under 25. Sweden's a minus 500 against Japan. Germany minus 185 against Italy, and Finland minus 270 against Switzerland tomorrow. All right. Well, it's enough about that, I guess, and we'll have to get. One local. Hey, come on! I can't go without mentioning that. Sure, it was former Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak signs a 5-year contract to become the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. There'll be a press conference here in Las Vegas on Tuesday afternoon to announce Kubiak. He's fired up. Good for him. I mean, look, I don't know if I could, look, hey, when you get your opportunity, you take advantage of it, right? You just don't want to ruin your reputation or uh, hurt your chances of getting another head coaching job if you end up, you know, um, going with a rookie quarterback. Could be Max Crosby heading out of town. Look, it does look like now, right, that the Raiders were doing Max Crosby a favor. He can spin it the way he wants, but the fact that Crosby, even though he was sat down by the Raiders and complained about it, saying that they were preventing him from playing and that they were tanking, well, it's apparent now he's had surgery. So who was right, who was wrong. It looks like the Lakers probably did him a favor, but uh, deep down, Max just doesn't want to be in Las Vegas because he knows that the team is not going to win. So he's asked to be traded before the draft. Unfortunately, no one really was going to take a bite right now with Max with this ankle surgery. I mean, yes, he should be able to come back from it, but it is a little bit more serious than I think was led to believe. So if anybody can get a package for Max together, that might be one thing, but I don't think the Lakers are going to stand to be lowballed, and we may just see Max back here next year with Kubiak as the coach. But Max wants out of town. He thinks the Raiders did him wrong, and looks like they actually did the right thing in sitting Max down. Sure, Max was out there goofing around, but he knew surgery was coming. So, um, you know, it wasn't one of those things where he injured himself after the season doing some of those things that he did. It's just that no further damage was going to be done. He still needed the surgery there on his ankle. So, all right, we'll see how it goes for the Raiders. But also, NFL announced next year's Super Bowl will be played on Sunday, September, February 14th. And happy Valentine's Day and happy birthday to my mom up in heaven on Valentine's Day. But next year at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, that's when the Super Bowl will be, and it'll be on Valentine's Day. How about that? Okay, I think we're ready to go here and get going with our action here for a Monday. And we go to the NBA, of course. We had just 4 games, man. I'm trying to get a few people in here. We got a couple dozen of you in here. So let's go ahead and talk a little NBA basketball for a Tuesday with our card. Like I said, we just got a short card here. What are we going to do on Tuesday? 4-game card here in the NBA with the Pacers taking on the Knicks. And it's a one-sided game here, but the Knicks favored by 12. Total here at 223 in this one. And for the Knicks, they continue to be impressive here right now with their surge here and good winning ways at this point. I mean, it looks like the Knicks have solidified themselves as a top candidate, certainly here in the Eastern Conference. Pacers, meanwhile, coming in here with a record of 13-40 here coming into this one. Indiana's lost 4 of their last 5 coming into this game. They've gone just 1-6 against the spread on the road. Indiana's 5-2 against the spread. Their last 7 games against the New York Knicks, Indiana's gone under in 13 of their last 20 games coming into this one. The Knicks, meanwhile, have won and covered 9 of their last 10 games right now coming in. They've also gone under in 10 of their last 12 games overall. 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but I don't know if that's going to be the case here with this one on Tuesday night. We want to get your comments in the chat, and I like to feature them on the screen. So Pacers come in here with a 4-game losing streak right now, and if you guys have a pick, I'll show it on the screen. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. All right, let's see here. Nothing from the chat. Let's see. Timmy wants to take the Pacers and the points. Yeah, I was kind of in a mix here. Where I'm probably headed, but we got Justin here. He likes Cat. to get 13 plus points and 13 plus rebounds there. Sorry about that, Justin. Cats have a strong rebounding game there. Also, Mr. Wesker's on the Pacers. Hey, Rich Stubbs is here. Great to always have Rich joining us. For the Pacers here, Zubats, questionable. Micah Potter, questionable. TJ McConnell, questionable. Nesmith is questionable as well. Furpy is out, and Kobe Brown is probable for the Knicks. OG, questionable. Mitch Robb is out, and McBride is also out in this one. Cal Dog is on the under here, and Dimitri, good morning. Nice to have you in the chat. All right, well, I just got to go to my old standby here with the under in this one. Look, the Pacers are 8-17 to the under on the road. Knicks definitely been going under here of late, and at 223, I'm going to take the under here in this one. All right, the Clippers are going to take on the Rockets here. NBA action for Tuesday. Yeah, maybe a new look, revamped Clipper team, but you know what? Ever since, I don't want to say ever since, but they've won 2 in a row here right now. And look, it looks like they've made the right moves here with Lawrence Frank, the general manager, just trying to clean this up. I mean, it's tough because, you come in there and you're already winning. Of late, you're kind of putting things together, but you got to make some moves. You got to make this team a little bit more versatile. So they did break up the band a little bit. Saw Harden there looking pretty good for Cleveland there last night in that game, hitting those shots late in that matchup there with the Nuggets, right? So anyway, the Clippers with wins here over Minnesota and Sacramento. Houston, meanwhile, comes in off of a win over OKC. Remember, 112-106. But Houston's been a dismal favorite here at home. They're 8-15 against the spread at home, 19-27 against the spread as a favorite. The Clippers aren't overwhelming this season as a dog at 14-12 ATS, but there's no doubt how hot they are right now. Like I said, with that winning, with that extended winning streak here right now for the Clippers, or I should say, just winning year so far, right? They're 19-6 in their last 25 games are the Clippers. They've won 12 of their last 16, although just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 overall. Clippers are 3-6 ATS against Houston in the last 9 meetings, but Houston comes in here 9-4 in their last 13, but just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. Remember, they lost to Charlotte and Boston before beating OKC last time out. Houston is under in 16 of their last 20 coming into this one. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. They met twice in December. Both those games did go over. The Clippers won at home 128-108 as a 7.5-point dog. Houston won at home 115-113, but the Clippers got the money in that one. For the Clippers here, Garland is out still, hasn't suited up yet for the Clips. Also, Mathurin here is probable. Looks like we'll get Mathurin in there, and also Jackson, both new acquirees likely to play in this game. For the Rockets here, Tate is probable. That's really the only short-term injury news there, it feels like, at this time for the Rockets. So we'll see with the newfangled Clippers here. You guys comment in the chat, see what you guys think of this one. With the Clippers getting some points here on the road. They've been playing great. Maybe it's 7.5 though right now. Let me move it down here. And the total is 210.5. Maybe it's just creeped up a little bit here, but again, I don't know. I'm kind of I know these Clipper games can get a little low, but how low can you go? It feels like with this one. I'm even seeing some 209.5s out there right now. And this one does reek of a pretty low-scoring game. It's just it hasn't gone a little bit too low. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. Justin does like the Clippers here getting those points. Cal Dog says over. See, he is saying. Mr. Wesker says, can't quite lay this with the Rockets. Dimitri likes the under here, I believe, in this one. And Kawhi under here for Timmy. Says it's going to be a tough night for Kawhi. And let's see here. Rockets will cover until the end of the game. So I think Timmy's saying the Rockets will be leading and then just kind of give up the back door a little bit. But Rich Stubbs says Clippers here. And also Leonard over on his points. So a little bit of discrepancy there in the chat. And the line seems too high here. I think Justin's worried about it. The thing is, the Rockets, they win, but they don't cover, right? I mean, they're 32-19 overall. We know that. And we talked about it all season almost. 17-6 now at home, but exactly opposite with the spread record, 8-15. So, look, it may be a situation. We'll see if the Clippers, if anything's wrong, mixed up with the chemistry. But remember, these moves have already been made. Clippers have come out with a couple of nice wins. Oh, they didn't cover at Sacramento, and that was a soft spot for them for sure. Kings hung in there with them. They just shaken up the personnel there recently, right? But for a minute, then they came back and rocked Minnesota on the road. So this is the third game of this road trip. A little bit. Mr. Weston, we'll see too. I mean, look, the Clippers here, could you see Kawhi here miss this game? I don't think so. Clippers are the points for Andre, sorry, Andre, my man. And let's see here. Rockets have definitely been, I don't want to say up and down. Like I said, if you've been betting the Rockets, you're not necessarily cashing with this team. But they are still winning. Collins over in his props here. And Golden Rich is joining us there. Thank you, Golden Rich. Nice to have Golden Rich in the chat. Member of the chat pros here. Let me take a look at that avatar there. Oh, those are the famous boxing kangaroos there. Remember the legendary one with the dog? That was before AI, right? The guy goes and punches the kangaroo and the dog to save his dog. If you saw that yesterday for the first time, you'd be like, AI. All right, Durant points here. All right, let me try the Clippers here in this one. Look, I think I like the under. It's pretty low. I don't know if anybody's going to trust me if I go with the under. Let me go with the Clippers here, but I think both teams are going to be operating in the low hundreds here, I think, in this game. Mavericks and Suns NBA action here for Tuesday. And look, yeah, these teams might be opposite records here right now. Dallas continues to struggle as far as pulling off wins. They're still able to get some covers here now and then, especially as an underdog. Now, not lately here. They've actually lost more than three straight, but they've failed to cover in three straight. They're pretty much getting the points every time out right now, but they've gone 0-7 in their they've lost 7 straight here right now, going just 2-5 against the spread. They covered against Charlotte and Houston, getting the points, but now consecutive failures here against Boston, and then the Spurs twice in a home for Dallas. For the Suns, meanwhile, they've struggled here a little bit. They've lost back-to-back games at home to Golden State and Philadelphia. Got a little bit of taste of humility there. Of course, they're having a great season here at 31 and 22, but just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 overall. Phoenix has gone under in 13 of their last 19 and also under in 8 of their last 10 games at home, and 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. However, they did go over back in November. Phoenix won at Dallas 123 to 114 is a 2.5 point favorite in that one. But look, these are some pretty strong numbers when it comes to the under here, it looks like for me, but also for Phoenix. I mean, look, Phoenix is a great spread team. I mean, they're probably number one in the NBA, I think, at 34-19 ATS, 17-9. Home favorite role for Phoenix is just out of this world, actually. Meanwhile, for Dallas, like I said, they do get the money, but usually it's at home. They're actually 8-14 against the spread on the road. Flag is terrific, but there's just not enough going right now for Dallas. Now they've made some moves. We'll see how it goes, but Dallas is just 1-4 straight up in ATS against the Suns here in the last 5 meetings, and like I said, including this year's meeting as well. Although Dallas did win here last season in December of last season, 98-89, but so far 0-1 in the flag era. Let's see what you guys have here in this one with Dallas and Phoenix on Tuesday night. All right. And Andre had a great night in tennis, and I'm looking forward to this card as well here tonight. Cal Dog on the Suns. Justin says Connor Gillespie, 5+ assists in the game. Andre likes Suns on the spread, money line and over, and Booker's points over. Here's Rich liking the Suns and the over here. Man, you guys are liking the over. I might just have to go to the side here in this one. And Timmy Two Shoes all fired up for the hockey game in there. Flag over 30 points and rebounds for Andre here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take Phoenix in this one. Look, I don't know if I'm with you guys there. I'm not going to cross you guys though on the over, but like I said, for me, this Phoenix team, man, so hardcore under at home right now. Yes, their defense has suffered here a little bit, but remember, even in these last 2 losses, they allowed just 101 and 109 points. Here was the offense that really didn't get going against Dallas. I don't know if that's going to be that much of an issue, but at 227, we'll see what Dallas can really accomplish against Phoenix on Tuesday. I'll go ahead and lay it here with the Suns. Certainly when you're looking at this spread, right? Let me get the spread right, by the way, here. I know I have a typo here, or not necessarily a typo, but I think because of it's just a typo. 7.5 there. I just saw right now. I'm still laying 7.5. Believe me, here in this one, I knew what the spread was, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Phoenix as the play. You guys seem to like the over there. I'm not so sure, but all right. And the Suns for Dimitri. Andre says the Suns play fast and they'll speed it up. Mr. Weskers is liking the Suns ATS here. And Jimmy says Booker to get his points there. All right. And one more here on Tuesday night. That's it. Just a 4-game card here. Heading into our last couple days of action here. Got the Spurs on the road taking on the Lakers here. It looks like 8, maybe even 7.5 right now. Total around 229, 229.5 here. Moving into the game here on Tuesday night. Hey, the San Antonio Spurs are back to their winning ways with a 4-game winning streak here right now. We just talked about the sweep over Dallas at a home covering the spread. They also won and covered against Orlando and OKC at home, but traveling out here to take on the Lakers. Lakers obviously on the back-to-back here. Luka going to be questionable there following the game yesterday, but you wonder here if he can make this lineup. Waters is out for San Antonio, but that's really it on the injury front coming into this one. For the Lakers, they're, of course, squandered that game last night. They were on a 3-game winning streak. Before that, Lakers here, big underdog, 8 points. So you kind of wonder what the Lakers, are they going to be, obviously if they're without Luka, but this line still, I mean, the Lakers, uh, they're 12-11 ATS at home, but 8-13 against the spread as an underdog. Uh, Spurs aren't anything special here necessarily, ATS, but they have covered 5 of their last 6 coming in. Won and covered 5 of their last 6 coming in. San Antonio's gone under in 15 of their last 19 games coming into this one. They're also 14-22 to the under as a favorite and 11-17 to the under on the road, but it's kind of the opposite for the Lakers. They're 16-7 to the over at home, 13-8 to the over as an underdog. For the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Lakers have covered 8 of their last 12, and they've beaten the Spurs in 10 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams. In fact, these two teams here met back on January the 7th. Spurs got the win and cover 107-91. They covered 8.5 at home, and they met in December. Spurs got the win 132-119, getting 7 points here in LA at that time. Also, they met in November. Lakers won it at home 118-116. The Lakers were dogs in that one. So, yes, the Lakers are on the back-to-back. They did squander that game a little bit. Man, let's see what you guys have in the chat here with the Spurs and the Lakers here for Tuesday night. Got to go to the chat in this one for sure. Okay, here we go. Cal Dog, I think, starts us off there with the Spurs. As Andre says, Wemby over in his rebounds. Also, Justin likes Wemby as well. Timmy likes the Spurs to smash the Lakers here. And Andre says the Lakers can keep this close. And Timmy says that the Spurs seem to excel right now against some of the stronger teams. Mr. Wesker's on the Spurs. Cal Dog likes them in the first half. Andre's going under for LeBron today. And could LeBron be, Andre says he thinks LeBron might not even play. No indication of that just yet, but take your word for it there. Cal Dog on the Spurs. Rich says Spurs and under. All right, yeah. Well, I'll probably have to lean to the under here in this one. Give me the under here with the Spurs and the Lakers. All right. It's going to do it for the NBA. Man, that's it. 4 games. Oh, no. All right. Do have some college action to look at here. I've picked out the 5 maybe best games here, but don't have a lot of impactful games on the card as far as the top of the conference standings here, but definitely some good ones here. We'll get right to it. All right, and we'll start in the ACC with North Carolina Tar Heels in action here against the Miami Hurricanes. ACC call ball here for a Tuesday for the Heels. They're fresh off that incredible win over Duke. I think they ended up finding the Tar Heel crowd, didn't they, for the court storming there, the early court storming. There, I was calling for the technical in that one, but hey, Carolina's really straightened things out here right now on a real good streak here and worthy of that victory at home against Duke. Just when you wanted to kind of count North Carolina out this season or think that they were not of the caliber of a Duke. Look, they're not up there quite yet, but they've got top talent. We know that. Carolina's won 5 straight, 4-1 against the spread in those 5 games. Miami comes in having won 13 of their last 16 coming in. They did win against Boston College last time out, 74-68. They've actually failed to cover 3 straight, going 2-1 in those 3 games wins over Stanford, but they did lose at home to Cal. Miami's just won 4-1 against the spread their last 6 games. Carolina's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games coming in. Miami's gone over in 12 of their last 14 right now. Miami 11-5 to the over at home coming into this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Miami's not exactly the best cover right now at home, just 6-10 against the spread here. Will North Carolina kind of fall into a game that maybe Miami can win? I don't know. I think they're playing too well here. I think this might be Carolina. Let's see if you guys have anything in this one. Okay, Timmy does like Miami after that big one. Cal Dog is on the heels here. Big letdown spot, obviously, says Andre here. He'll take Miami. I'm going to take the heels here. I get the letdown spot here, but man, this team's starting to play pretty well here. I'm not on the fade train necessarily on this Hurricanes team, but right now the heels. Look, they didn't cover against Syracuse the other day, but still won by 10, laying 11.5, and that was the only game they haven't covered in the last 5 games. Right now. So Carolina just 3-3 straight up on the true road, but I'm going to take them here against Miami. All right, next up here, we're going to go out to George Mason and Richmond, a little A10 action here on Tuesday. Mason right now 2 games behind St. Louis at 9-2. The Billikens are 11-0 coming in. Richmond's down the charts here in the standings a little bit, but now they're at home here against the Patriots. Mason comes in here having won 3 of their last 4. They're in here off of a win over St. Joe's. 60-52 is a 6.5-point favorite at home. They've also covered 3 of their last 4 games. Those wins were covers here of late. For Richmond right now, they are in a losing streak, so they'll have to try to get on the board here right now, getting these points at home, but it hasn't been easy right now for the Spiders. They've lost 6 in a row, just 2-4 against the spread. They did cover last time out against Rhode Island in an 82-77 loss on the road. They were getting 5.5. They lost by 5, so they got the money. They also got the money against VCU on the road in a 77-69 loss, getting 12.5. George Mason is just 2-4 against the spread on the road, but they're 12-9 against the spread as a favorite. Richmond is 4-3 against the spread as an underdog, but Mason has covered 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. Mason's gone under in 4 of their last 6. Richmond's gone under in 7 of their last 8. And also this series has gone under in 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two clubs. They have not yet met this season. Mason's won the last 3 meetings but have not covered in the last 2. In fact, the game here last year at Richmond was 64-60. Mason was a 6.5-point favorite, and the other meeting between the two teams last year was 64-58, both low-scoring games. And the meeting before that Mason won was just 64-46. So I'm going to go under here in this one with George Mason and Richmond here on Tuesday. And we'll go to the chat. and see what we got here with Andre likes Mason here. Timmy likes the over in this one. And Cal Dog says, how about Mason minus 2.5? And Andre says, this isn't your grandfather's Richmond Spiders. All right, let's get into a good one right now with Purdue and Nebraska. Top ranked teams here meet. 13th ranked Purdue. Yeah, they were a little bit of losing skid, but have won 2 in a row here right now with wins over Maryland and Oregon. Although they didn't cover against Oregon, they actually struggled just to get the win, 68-64 over the Ducks. We were on Oregon in that game with the points. For Nebraska here, they're in off of a win over Rutgers, 80-68, but they lost 2 games before that against Michigan and Illinois. For Purdue, this is only the second time they've been an underdog all season long. They're 5-3 against the spread on the road, but they are struggling here against the number overall right now, having covered just 2 of their last 10 games overall. Nebraska's 13-10 against the spread here this season, but just 7-9 ATS at home coming into this one. Nebraska are favored by 2, total 147. These two have not yet met here so far this season. You know, these two teams are big time unders, especially Nebraska. They kind of supersede their reputation here, I think, because we think of them as a kind of a sharp shooting unit. But man, if you look at this on the surface here, Nebraska 4-12 to the under at home, 5-12 to the under as a favorite. Nebraska's gone under in 10 straight games at home right now, and under in 6 of their last 7. Purdue's just 2-6 to the under on the road here, and man, just only 2-point spread. Coming in, look, Purdue, yes, they're the higher ranked team here, right? Or not the higher ranked team, but coming in here at 19-4, Nebraska 21-2. I say higher rank. I mean that you'd think the line would be a little bit maybe larger here in this matchup, but let's see what you got here in this one. Nebraska does have a couple of injuries here. Jashuravicius is questionable. Curtis is questionable here. So a couple pieces, see if they're in there. And let's go to the chat. Oops, graphic go there. All right. Andre says take Purdue plus the points. Justin's on Purdue. Rich is on Purdue. Man, you guys are all over Purdue here. Andre's on the over, but Cal Dog does like the Huskers here. Timmy says he does like the under. Andre says Purdue can put up 70 here, but would that be an under here still? And Andre likes Smith to get his assist here. All right. These two teams actually have not, like I said, have not met here this season. Nebraska did win their last time they faced here 2 years ago and beat Purdue 88-72. Purdue rocked them at home last year, 104-68. So, all right, I'm gonna take the Huskers in this one. Give me Nebraska tonight. I'll take Nebraska. Lay 2 points at home against the Boilers in this one. But man, I 147 looks pretty high to me for these two teams right now. In fact, it's maybe 147.5 or 148. All right, let's go to the SEC feature game here with Razorbacks on the road, taking on LSU Tigers. College basketball action for Tuesday. Arkansas playing a little bit better than LSU right now. Arkansas coming in off of a win over Mississippi State, 88-68 on the road. They covered 6.5. They did lose to Kentucky at home as a favorite before that, but we're on a winning streak, and they've been a good cover for sure this year. Arkansas, 5-3 ATS on the road, but 9-4 against the spread as a favorite. LSU's not awful. They're 4-3 against the spread as a dog, 13-10 against the spread overall. But Arkansas has been very solid ATS. Arkansas is 2-6 to the under on the road. LSU is 1-6 to the under here as a dog. So man, 161 here. Overall, you don't perceive Arkansas as a low-scoring team, but on the road they have definitely had some unders here. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one with Arkansas taking on LSU tonight in Baton Rouge. Tigers have lost 8 of their last 10 overall. Arkansas has gone 4-1 straight up in their last 5, 13-5 ATS in their last 18 games overall. Arkansas has won 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. The teams met back on January 24th, and the Hogs won 85-81 at home. They did not cover, laying 10.5 there to the Tigers. LSU's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games at home. They've gone under in 6 of their last 8 overall, and Arkansas has gone under in 4 of their last 6 coming in. I'm going to take the under here with Arkansas and LSU on Tuesday night. Give me the under 161 in this one. Andre's on the Razorbacks here, it looks like. Timmy Two Shoes likes LSU plus points. Cal Dog likes the Razorbacks, and Mr. Weskers likes LSU against the number. All right, I got one more here for the action on Tuesday night. Let's go to the Big 12 feature here with Iowa State on the road taking on TCU. College basketball action here for Tuesday. 5th-ranked Iowa State still counting their wins right now. They won again last time out against Baylor, although their cover streak ended. They were laying 14.5, had to work hard to get a 72-69 win, but Iowa State here still pretty solid. 5-2 ATS on the road, 9-6 ATS is a favorite, but TCU is in a pretty good role here. They are 6-2 ATS as an underdog. However, they are 6-10 against the spread at home, but usually it's been a case where when they've been laying the points has been the problem. They are coming in off of a win over Kansas State at home. 84-82 is a 9.5-point favorite. They also failed at Colorado in an 87-61 loss, and they got beat by Houston 79-70, getting 8.5. So they've actually failed to cover here in 3 straight. They're 1-5 ATS in their last 6 overall. Iowa State has gone 6-0 against the spread against TCU in the last 6 meetings between the two teams, but like I said, TCU, not an awful dog here, and I think they could end up getting the money. I know they've lost 6 of their last 9 coming into this one. Iowa State is 2-8 to the under in their last 10. They're 1-6 to the under on the road, 5-10 to the under as a favorite. TCU is 7-9 to the under at home. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Let's see what you have in the chat, and then maybe I'll react because I think I like the side and the total here. But let's see what we have here. Iowa State and TCU to wrap up the action here on Tuesday. Andre here is on Iowa State. Timmy says he's got to be on the Iowa State side again, unless he can be talked off of it. I'm trying to give you my best here as far as, the lean, if you will. Like I said, TCU 6-2 ATS as a dog has my attention here. These two teams have not met yet this season. Iowa State won the meeting last year, 82-52 at home, laying 16.5. Iowa State first half for Cal Dog. Justin's ready to go with TCU here in this one. And don't trust them to lay those points. That's what I think. I agree with you guys. Okay, look, we got some TCU lean in there. Justin went with them. I won't duplicate the play there. I think I'm with him. But I'll take the under as my play here. So we have a little variation here. Did anybody else go with me on the total at all? Because I'll go with the under, but Timmy Two Shoes, look, he's got the purple in his avatar there, so I think it's supposed to be purple. I always wonder about Jimmy Two Shoes' avatar there. It's probably some famous thing I don't recognize. Okay, Cal Dog liked Virginia in there. Let's see, in the game against Florida State. Thank you, Cal Dog. Are there any others? Let me know here real quick, and then we'll get on out of here. And thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Some other nice matchups tomorrow, certainly as well, around college basketball, including uh, Wisconsin and Illinois. Duke is going to try to rebound at Pittsburgh. Oak State at Arizona State. Houston takes their winning ways on the road, but they're laying big points to Utah, so I didn't cover that. But San Jose State at UNLV tomorrow. Gonzaga taking on Washington State. So good college basketball card. Andre likes some soccer action tomorrow with Chelsea here. So, yeah, we got a great day planned in EPL. 4 games in EPL tomorrow. I'll look to get a premium going. I'm 1-1 today in soccer. I had a pick in La Liga, and I've had a pick in Serie A there today. So I'm going to try to pick up maybe a win there in EPL tomorrow with the 4-game card. So really looking forward to my San Diego FC taking on Pumas tomorrow in the CONCACAF Champions League. But all right, it's going to do it here for Night Moves on Tuesday, February 10th. We'll be back tomorrow with more Night Moves here to try to get through the rest of the week. Pro basketball, we got some great college basketball as well. UFC is kind of off this week, so we'll just have to rely on the NBA to give us our fights here for the week. Since also, if you get if you fight in the Olympic hockey, it's not you don't get a fighting penalty, you get an ejection. So he'll be on their best behavior in Italy when we get to the men's competition. All right. Thanks a lot for joining me here, everybody. We're ready to roll out the bats and balls. Hey, that's right. Tomorrow we've got some pitchers and catchers reporting. Hey, Andre, thank you for your tennis action here tonight. For all of our live viewers and maybe some of those on the tape delay as well. All right. Catch you tomorrow here for more Night Moves. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.